But it's, didn't translate what I did. Denial. It's so easy to find reasons why something can't be happening, because really, I'd rather it wasn't be happening. So I'll find a reason why it can't be happening. They'd never do that. No, they are doing that. Could be. They would never do that. Denial. And then there's this thing, to understand human perception is to understand cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is that unease, that emotional unease we go into when our belief in something is at odds with either our experience or information we've received. Now these two things won't sync because they are challenging this belief system. So a good part of cognitive dissonance is when people say, hold on a second, in the light of this, I'm going to look again at this. And that's good, because what you do is you move on in your understanding and your awareness and everything. But what most people do is they think the belief system is immovable, so I've got to explain this away somehow so this stays intact. And you hear the most incredible stories concocted to explain this away. There was this lady in Britain, a university professor lady, who whenever she was faced with all these amazing accounts from people of when they've had near-death experiences, when they've left the body and experienced another reality, and then returned to the body, she came out, because if that's true, then her belief system is demolished. She said, what's happening with a near-death experience is the brain is remembering what it's experienced in a lifetime. And then I'm thinking, well, when did the brain experience looking down on its own body from just below the bloody ceiling? You know? But they concoct these stories because the belief system has to stay intact. Political belief system, religious belief system. And it holds us in these boxes where we repel all borders. It is a form of schizophrenia, where one part of the mind will simply not accept what another part of the mind can see. And so we get what George Orwell called doublethink. The power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. And humanity does this brilliantly and constantly. And it manifests as war is peace. Let's invade a country and bring peace. Let's kill some people, that'll bring peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. And people blatantly conspiring is not a conspiracy. And all these cognitive dissonance examples are keeping people from facing what is. And if we don't face what is, we can't change what is. Now, there's more and more people, my goodness me, there's more and more people. I mean, when I started talking about this nearly 20 years ago, I mean, I would have felt alone in a phone box. I mean, the number of people who were interested in it. I mean, oh my goodness. I've spoken in Chicago to 8 people. And I could have wrote to them all, couldn't I? But it often got some printed out, sent it really cheaper than the flight. I'll write to you. But this is America today. Not on the level that, of understanding of the big picture, but on the level of understanding that the world ain't like they thought it was. Blowing mad money. Absolutely right. But most people are still here. It looks fine to me. And I see this a lot, you know. If I put my head in the sand, then I can't see anything I don't want to see. And then you get people who say, you mustn't talk about this because it's negative. Okay. Let's just work this one through a bit, okay? You put your head in the sand, yeah. Okay? And I won't say any negative, all right? No. Okay. Now, just behind you, there's a tornado coming. But I don't want to say anything negative because I don't want to frighten you. So, there's a tornado coming. Where are you going on holiday this year? How's the kids, all right? How's school? Good. Not frightening them. And then eventually, they're about 20 feet in the air, bums spinning around. when they're hit by the tornado, I think at that point they'd probably be just a little bit frightened. And the thing is, if we face it, then we can turn around, see it, and take avoiding action. But if we deny what we're dealing with, then we can't take avoiding action, and eventually, no, we'll do that commit this time of night. It's what happened in Nazi Germany. What always happens in these situations. And there's this other thing, wishful thinking. Wishful thinking where you don't want it to be true. I don't want it to be true. So you find a way that it's kind of not true. And you persuade yourself it can't be true. And that's another very powerful form of denial. I found this picture about wishful thinking. I thought this was brilliant. That board, right, this is from America in the 1800s. And that board says, "Lips that touch liquor shall not touch ours." Now, the idea that that would make any difference to their husband's drinking, that's wishful thinking, right? I saw this picture and immediately ordered a large one, I have to say. Wishful thinking is a very, very powerful form of denial. I wish things were different. So do I. So do we all. Wouldn't it be great if we all loved each other, and there was no conflict, and there was no war, and there was no cabal manipulating those things to happen? It would be great, but it's happening, so we face it. It is what it is.